Positive negative shapes. Positive shapes are the subject or the dominant shape on a picture plane. So like this portrait would be a positive shape. The negative shape is all the background areas. So the cutout and the hole in the page would be considered the negative shape. So positive and negative shapes. So if you look at all the chairs, so the chair itself would be the positive space. So the object or whatever's in the page is considered the positive shape. However, the negative space is like the hole inside this chair, or the space around it, or the background, be all negative shapes. If you were to trace a negative shape, you'd be tracing the spaces in between your objects, like the space in this chair. Here are some examples of positive and negative space. Okay, so the materials you're going to need for this project are 2 different color pieces of paper, a pair of scissors, pencil, some glue, and some things to color with. Alrighty, so we are going to try to make a spooky house silhouette using positive and negative shapes. So I've got my negative shape, which is the black cutout, and the positive shape, which is the white house cutout. So I'm going to glue my negative shape piece of paper to the bottom of my black paper, and this is going to be the shadow of my house. Okay, I'm going to try to line it up the best I can on the bottom and kind of get it to stick, and then flip it over. See, it's not sticking all the way, so I'm going to flip it over and then rub the back side of it to get it to stick really well. Kind of do that for about 20 seconds, just so everything is stuck really well. And then I'm going to line up my house. This is the positive shape. And I'm going to add some glue to the edges. Make sure I get glue on all the corners. And then stick it to my paper right above my negative shape, turn it over, and rub it back so it sticks on really good. Rub it for about 10 seconds or so, and it should be pretty stuck. Alrighty, now I'm going to think about what I'm going to draw on my house. So I'm going to add windows and doors and some details, and maybe some things inside the yard as well. I'm giving myself plenty of things to color, so I'm even outlining my windows so that I can color the frame. And thinking about what I'm going to add in the bottom, maybe a pathway, some bushes. If you want it to be fall, you could add some pumpkins in there. Whatever you want to add in your front yard. But just don't draw anything inside the negative shape, because that's the shadow that's casting over the yard. Okay, I'm going to pick some material to color with. I'm going to go with markers. You could have picked crayons or colored pencils, but I'm going to go with markers. And I'm just kind of filling in each space a little bit at a time. Try to break up the space so it doesn't seem overwhelming. Alright. And almost done, just coloring in the window frames, adding some color to the inside of the house, and the pathway. And I'm just going to add some details. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do is add some glitter to the background, like there's stars, and let that dry. And then we're done.